All right, we found the quick review on subtracting integers. And remember, a big key with subtracting integers is to not think subtraction at all. So you look at this, you should not be thinking 5 subtract 7. It's not what you want to think, right? So let me again remind you what we have here. What we really have is a 5 plus a negative 7. But as mathematicians, we don't bother to write all that, and 5 minus 7 works just fine. There's 5 positives, 7 negatives, and of course you guys know we did a lot with positive and negatives. The 5 positives wipe out 5 of the 7 negatives, and there are 2 negatives left, hence the answer -2. But you need to think of it when you see 5 minus 7, you got to think 5 positives, 7 negatives, okay? So if you'll think that, you'll be in great shape. Let's take a look at another situation here. All right, so don't forget minus a minus. Now, in the main lesson, I went into detail why minus a minus is a plus. But you have to understand whenever you have minus a minus, you have the right to change them into a plus. All right, we all know that 4 and 9 is 13. Okay? So minus a minus is a plus. That's when there are 2 minuses in a row. So you get a problem like this. Okay? So we look at the minus, and we say that's a plus. And now you have to deal with 5 negatives and 12 positives. So again, one's positive, one's negative, right? These 5 negatives wipe out 5 of the 12 positives, and you have 7 positives left. That's all you're doing. That's all you need to think, right? And you should be pretty much on target every time. All right, well, what about in this odd instance of fractions? Well, not a problem. I'm adding fractions even though there's a minus sign there. And I know I need a common denominator. So that's what I'm always dealing with whenever adding or subtracting. Fractions, common denominator. Let's see, I'm going to need to multiply this by a 6 on the bottom. Whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do the same thing at the top to get an equivalent fraction. This one here by a 5 on the bottom. Whatever I do on the bottom, same thing on the top. Let me show you where we're at. We've got a -25 there, a -24 there. Still got that minus sign in between. And now both are over 30, right? Okay, let me do 1 second to show you the rule step, just so things are clear, right? You've got this -25. You've got that green negative. You got this -24, right? All over 30. Okay, see why I included this one? What's minus a minus? It is a plus. I've got 25 negatives, 24 positives. That leaves me 1 negative of what? 30ths. And the solution is -1 over 30. Hey, subtracting integers? Nah, think of it as adding positive and negatives. That'll serve you the best, and that's the lesson.